What's up guys, welcome back to another day trading video, and today we're going to learn about SMT Divergence. Alright, SMT Divergence is a very important confluence that is used by a lot of people, used by a lot of professional day traders. I use it myself. A lot of day traders use it, and actually SMT Divergence is so important to a trader that they wouldn't take a trade if they don't see an SMT Divergence. Now, when you're getting into the game, you might be afraid of SMT. When I first heard of SMT Divergence, I did not want to learn it. I was biased around it. I was like, what does... I tried to learn it. The first time I tried, I was so confused. So I just gave up on it. I never wanted to learn SMT Divergence again. So I just tried to stay away from it. I never wanted to learn it. It was so confusing. But when I gave it another shot, when I learned that I kind of needed it for this strategy, I gave it a shot, and it's actually a very strong confluence, a very good confluence, and not even that much of a hard confluence to understand. So I'm gonna try to explain it better than versus how I was taught. TGR, he doesn't explain it bad, but I was still confused, so I'm gonna try to simplify it for you guys, and let's just learn the SMT Divergence. Like I said, SMT Divergence, a very important confluence that a lot of traders use. It's so important, people will not take a trade if they don't see a confluence. That's how strong and very important that confluence is to many people. So let's get into it. All right, first we have to understand what is an SMT divergence. Like, you've heard of it, but you don't understand it, you don't know what it is. Let's get down to it. It's when two correlated pairs, and I'm going to go into that real quick, is when two correlated pairs fail to do the same. All right, so what does that exactly mean? Let's break it down. It's when two correlated pairs, when two indexes, when two stocks that are matching don't do the exact same movement. All right, so a very simple, a very easy one. You can go into the forex, like JPBY has correlated pair with USD. No, I'm not really sure which ones, but the forex, they have a lot of correlated pairs. But if you want to trade futures, and that's what I do, that's what TGR does, that's what a lot of other traders trade. We use it with NQ and ES. All right, the Nasdaq and ES. All right, so let's get down to it. All right, example of two correlated pairs is NQ, like I said, and ES. The NQ, so if you go into TradingView and just search up NQ, or NQZ actually, and ES, you'll see that they actually have similar movement. You'll see, wait, they are moving very similar. It's because they're correlated pairs. How one moves is how the other moves. How the other moves is how the other one moves. All right, correlated pairs, they move the exact same way. All right, not the exact same way actually. So sometimes you'll have an SMT divergence where it will move differently. So let's get down to that real quick. All right. So what is a bullish SMT? All right, a bullish SMT is when one pair makes a low and the other makes a lower low, while the other pair makes a low, but then makes a higher low. All right. So since it's the exact same, not the exact same thing, since it's correlated pairs, both pairs should make a low and then a lower low. But instead, one pair made a low, then another low, while the other pair made a low and a higher low. So those are not the same. They're supposed to be correlated pairs. They are supposed to be the same, but they're not. A higher low isn't the equivalent of a lower low. Something's off, and I'll go down and show you exactly in a minute. All right, so that was a bullish SMT. Now we have to see what is a bearish SMT. A bearish SMT is very similar, but is when one pair makes a high and then a higher high, while the other pair makes a high but a lower high. All right, so we all know a higher high isn't the same as a lower high. So, and they're supposed to be correlated pairs where the movement are supposed to be the same and similar. So it's not, and there we have is a bullish SMT divergence. Now, real quick, we're going to show you a bearish SMT right now. And the thing about SMT is they work on any time frame. They work on the 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, the 5 minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily, the weekly. They work on any time frame. All right. Some people use it to see the daily. So let's on the hourly or the daily. It doesn't matter. But I see it to use on the hourly. So once I see an hourly divergence, I'm thinking we're gonna be bullish for a few hours. All right, not for a few hours, but for a bit of a time. So 1 hour right there, and then I can scale down to the 1 minute and see another bullish SMT. If so, that I'm going to show on the charts actually in tomorrow's video. I'm going to show this on the charts that on the 1 minute it shows the SMT divergence too, and you'll see that after that SMT it boomed up. So here is an example of a bullish SMT. All right, so since we're looking for bullish, here's what we got to look out for. A bullish SMT is when one pair makes a low and a lower low, while the other pair makes a low but a higher low. So let's analyze this real quick. We know correlating pairs, NQ and ES. All right, so right here we have ES making higher highs, high, lower high, lower high, lower high, with lower lows, and lower lows. And Q doing the same thing, high, lower high, lower high, lower high, with lower lows, lower low, lower low. Now, if you look at the most recent structure, we can see that on ES, it made a higher low instead of NQ making a lower low. So we have different structures on both the correlating pairs. Both correlating pairs are supposed to do the same movement, but one isn't. All right, so we have another structure while the other one making a completely different structure. Now, to see if we have a bullish SMT is when we look is for looking for when one pair makes a low and a lower low right here, NQ, while the other pair makes a low and a higher low. Yes, so we know we're looking for a bullish SMT. And we can see that ES is actually the leading index while NQ is the lagging index. To find out which one is the lagging index, we have to see which one made the lower low instead of the higher low. Since NQ made the lower low, we can see that NQ is the lagging index while ES is the leading index. It's ahead of NQ. So if you want, you can take a trade on NQ or ES because this is telling us there's a bullish SMT. Take longs right there, and boom, a good confluence. Now let's analyze and look for a bearish SMT. Now we have an example of a bearish SMT. So we have to understand what is a bearish SMT. Let's look at it. A bearish SMT is when one pair makes a high and a higher high, while the other pair makes a high but a lower high. So let's analyze this real quick. With ES, we can see that it's making low, higher low, higher low, higher low, with higher highs, and higher highs. With NQ, we can see it doing the exact same thing. This is a correlated pair, low, higher low, higher low, higher low, with higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. Now, if you look at the most recent structure that happened, we can see that on ES, it made a lower high instead of a higher high. So right there. And with NQ, we can see that it made a higher high. So something is different. Higher high is not the exact same. It's not the same as a lower high. And these are two correlated pairs that are supposed to do the same. So we have a bearish SMT, all right? And we can tell which one is the lagging index by looking at which one made the higher high. So which one made the higher high? NQ. So we can see that NQ is a lagging index, with ES being the one that's taking the lead. So with this information, we can see that there is a bearish SMT because a high and a higher high was made while the other pair made a high but a lower high. So we just take a short and then boom, we can take it for the win. All right, so that's basically it. That is SMT divergence. Very useful concept, very useful tool, very useful confluence. All right, remember that it can be used on any time frame: 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly, monthly. It is very strong and good concept. All right, this concept is used by a lot of professional traders, and I use it as well. And it's a very good confluence. Just on Friday, actually, I took a trade with it, and it proved very useful. So yeah, was it Friday? I think it was Friday. Yeah, this trade, this is how it looks. And tomorrow's video, we're gonna show it on the charts to see how it looks on the charts, but show that it actually works. But yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. If you like the video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, share with all your friends. Please leave in the comments if you have any questions, any concerns, or any thoughts you have at all. If you have a video suggestion, hey Joshua, I never heard about fair value gaps. I taught it before, so you can look at the YouTube channel. I never heard about fair value gaps. Can you teach that? I'll happily make another video if you want, actually explain it more better. So you can comment, hey Josh, I saw your video on fair value gaps, but I didn't completely understand it. I'll happily make a new video, guys. So, but yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. If you like the video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, share with all your friends to grow the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.